We need a motion for approval of the adoption of the agenda.
So moved.
I will second.
First by Ms. Miracle, second by Ms. Horsley.
Miracle.
Yes.
Horsley.
Yes.
Faulkner.
Yes.
Scott Tracy.
Yes.
Bryant.
Yes. Item 5, approval of the minutes. Organizational meeting, January 6, 2015. Committee meeting, January 6, 2015. Regular board meeting, January 15th, 2015. Committee meeting, February 10th. And a regular board meeting. Have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Faulkner.
Yes.
Scott Tracy.
Yes.
Horsley.
Yes.
Miracle.
Yes.
Bryant.
Next would be presentations.
Thank you, Mr. Bryant. Each year, a group of our high school students get to have and participate in just a wonderful opportunity on our annual Tremont trip. So I'd like to call Miss Leslie Hadaway forward, along with several students that we have here this evening: Logan Zimmerman, Michelle Staggs, Hannah Mallon, Nick Geisman, Jasmine Davidson, and Presley Doherty. Ms. Hadaway, the floor is yours. Yeah, we go right down front.
We always make a presentation about Tremont on our trip to the Smoky Mountains National Forest. And I brought some students with me here tonight to help present it. And we had special plans this year, aside from several hikes and learning how to use compasses and doing some wonderful things in the environment. We also made a music video, an environmental music video. And it's been edited for the last 3 months by a person at Tremont, and it was finished today, and it's perfect, and it's wonderful, and we can't get it to work. So you could watch it, but you wouldn't be able to hear it, and which is bad for a music video. But I did make, just in case, because I never trust technology, I did come with a backup plan, but these guys did not know that the video was not going to work. So they came prepared for the video. So I'm going to ask them to help me explain our slideshow, which you are all in. And if we can get this to work, that would be fabulous. Is there a way we can dim the lights? Oh, I think I can do that.
Just the one we didn't need to do. There we go.
When we're at Tremont, we take 3 different hikes. This is a picture of our hike to Geology Falls. And it's a shorter hike. It's only about 2 miles, but it is up the side of a mountain. And when we get there in November, there's still a lot of good, beautiful fall color and foliage. And along the hike, they learn about the geology of the area and where the rocks came from.
Oh, God.
Do you have anything you guys want to add here?
Nicholas's face.
Maybe you could explain the head dunking that you guys do in the falls.
Oh, that was a lot of fun. What we did, when we got to the falls, there's a Tremont challenge. And in the Tremont challenge, you put your head in the water for 5 seconds. And during this time, it's not warm. It's freezing cold. Yes, I did this, and I had to hike back down, freezing. But it was really fun.
It's really
It was
pretty.
like the Tremont version of the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge.
Yeah.
Oh, and then we took some of the rocks and used them to paint on our faces.
So we all had nice different designs all over our faces.
We also take a really long, strenuous hike. We did a 10-mile hike that started at Cades Cove. And this is a pioneer home, an original pioneer home in Cades Cove. So we got a little bit of history in our trip. And we start at Cades Cove, which is a valley, and we hike to the top of a mountain called Cerulean Bald. And we were about 15 minutes out of this area and starting to hike up, and one of the students said, "How much further up can we go?" And we were like, "Oh boy, they're not going to make it."
Another
But
3
everybody
hours.
made it. We have 3 professional educational specialists at Tremont, and she's pictured on the left. And they are well versed in the area and the flora and fauna. And we stop often to learn about what's going on. There's a lot of education in this trip. We're just not running wild through the woods, although we did do that a little bit too. This is when we stopped to work on the music video. We will release it to everyone. There are only 8 of them that Tremont worked on, and ours is one of them, and several of them have won awards. They're being submitted to environmental contests, and I wasn't really sure how we would working on a video with all the hiking that we do, but these kids were really special, and while other kids were in the evening playing cards or playing games, board games at night, they stepped aside and they actually laid down vocals and recorded music. So you will eventually see it. It will be made public. But they did a fabulous job. We even stopped on our hikes when other people stopped to catch their breath. They would run off and film parts of the video. So they never got to catch their breath. That's in Cades Cove.
Grandpa.
That's Hannah Mallon. She is one of the people who recorded the video also, and she couldn't be here tonight because she's working. This is where the Tremont Challenge takes place, and I have never done it because I don't succumb to peer pressure like that. But they actually get out in the middle on one of those rocks and tilt forward and dunk their head in. Oh,
We
man.
had a girl that actually did that, and she fell completely in. That was the only pair of clothes she actually had with her. So,
That was a long mile back.
yes.
Mrs. Akers was the director of our video. She was very good with choreography. So I'm sorry you weren't able to see our video, but thanks for putting up with our technology difficulties tonight. And we really want to thank the Board of Education and Mr. Winterrod for their support of our trip. It takes teachers away from school, it takes kids out of school, and they're very supportive, and I think it's really worthwhile. So thank you very much.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. I didn't want anybody falling asleep on us tonight, Stephen. The lights out there.
I can get the other lights, but I cannot get that to go off.
That's good. Our next presentation this evening, speaking on behalf for myself and on behalf of the school board, is our favorite part of every board meeting each month, and that is the presentation and recognition of our Rising Stars. Rising Stars are broken into 2 categories, Rising Star students and Rising Star staff members, and we actually have a district-wide Rising Star that we are honoring tonight as well. Rising Star students are nominated and identified and recognized by their teachers. Rising Star staff members are recognized, nominated, and identified by their colleagues. When I call your name, please come up and you'll receive a certificate from Mr. Bryant, And what I am reading is really your nomination and what either your colleagues or your teachers, administrators have put together, and it explains why you're being honored this evening. So when I call your name, come up, you'll receive a certificate from Mr. Bryant. Stand on the blue carpet right in front of the stage, and then once all the group is here, we have some pictures to take, and for Rising Star students, your picture as well as the write-up of your nomination that I'll be reading tonight will not only be on our front page of our website, but it'll be in next month's issue of the Norwood Star. And staff members, your picture and write-up will be on our webpage, front page of our webpage as well. So we like to begin with our student Rising Stars for the month of March 2015. Beginning with Norwood High School Rising Star students for the month of March are Allison Rutherford and Madison Mann. Madison is a conscientious and positive presence in her classes. Her level of maturity and positive attitude serve to teach others by example. She has consistently achieved high grades while being very involved in activities in school, including soccer, swimming, Key Club, and National Honor Society. She has earned the respect of faculty and students for her hard work, respectful attitude, and sense of humor. Mrs. Hadaway states, Madison was the top student in my honors biology course and is now an equally strong student in my anatomy and physiology course. Aside from my classroom involvement with Maddie, she also volunteers for many different organizations. Maddie employs her intellect, sense of humor, and patience to work with others. Maddie is a powerhouse. She has an outgoing personality and exceptional social skills combined with strong academic abilities. Congratulations, Madison. Over the past 4 years, Allie has grown to be one of the most independent and confident students in her class while still being committed to her teams, classmates, and community. Each day, we love seeing Allie smile because she is confident in her skills and abilities, does not seem to get caught up in competing with other students. She's able to enjoy her classes, teachers, and classmates. Allie truly loves to learn for the sake of learning. She works hard, but with a sense that everything will work out and be okay. She's a student who is low maintenance in that she takes little and gives much. She never expects any favors, such as extensions or extra time, even though she is as busy, if not more, than every other student. She can be counted on to give 100% each day in and out of the classroom. Allie has helped to build our student store from the ground up. She is incredibly responsible and insightful. She remains calm under pressure, knowing that she has the work ethic and skill to meet all of her deadlines. She is kind and honest, and what you see is what you get. We're impressed each day with how well-rounded she is in her academic skills, her athletic talents, and her ability to work with people. She is college-ready and will be successful academically in whatever career calls her. Congratulations, Allie. Norwood Middle School Rising Star students for the month of March are Sergio Carrillo and Luke Grubbs. Sergio is 8th grade Rising Star student for the month of March. Sergio puts forth added effort in class and his grades certainly reflect it. Sergio's teachers are always amazed with the consistency they receive from him. Sergio admits that he works harder than other students in class because she enjoys learning and understands how important it is to earn good grades. He's striving for all A's for his entire 8th grade year while pushing himself in advanced classes. He's very involved at school. He played on the school football team and the wrestling team. After school, Sergio meets up with his friends to play soccer or to talk about sports. His friends describe him as honest, friendly, and nice. Sergio's future goal is to become a pro soccer player. In order to meet this goal, Sergio picks up games with his friends after school and also plays rec soccer. He plans to play soccer next year on the high school team. Sergio understands that only a small percentage of people make it in the pros, and he is realistic about other options. Norwood Middle School teachers and staff are proud of Sergio and all of his accomplishments so far. Sergio is truly a rising star who is working towards his dreams. Congratulations. Norwood Middle School is proud to announce Luke Grubbs as a Rising Star student for the month of March. As a 7th grader at the middle school, Luke makes it his personal goal to demonstrate all of the school's pride and peace builder characteristics in the way that he treats others. Luke's exemplary conduct in school isn't surprising because he makes a concerted effort to follow all rules, stay organized, and exhibit attentive behavior in class. Along with his academic efforts, Luke participates in a few after-school activities, including teen empowerment, electronics club, and playing the trumpet in band class. The teachers at Norwood Middle School have nothing but good things to say about Luke and instantly nominated him for this honor. They have been continually impressed by his work ethic, his creativity, and his helpfulness in class. As you would expect, Luke has set lofty goals for himself, and he plans on earning straight A's all throughout middle school and eventually graduating high school with honors. Although he's undecided on which college he would like to attend someday, Luke loves creating, innovating, and trying new things, and would love to become a self-employed entrepreneur or inventor someday. Norwood Middle School is expecting amazing things from Luke Grubbs in the future. Congratulations, Luke. Sharpsburg Elementary and Primary School's Rising Star students for the month of March are Vanity Turner and Brianna White. Vanity Turner is a ray of sunshine every day. Her smile is infectious and can be seen all day, no matter what time it is. She is a hard worker, always willing to do her best on each task that is given to her on a daily basis. This is evident through a run-in she had with a second grade teacher. Here's how the conversation went. Vanity says, "Excuse me, I found this hat in the bathroom. Can you take it to the lost and found for me?" The teacher says, "Well, you know where it is, don't you? Can you take it there?" Vanity says, "Well, you see, I'm in school right now and I'm in Miss Eshman's writing class and I have to finish my story today." The teacher responds with, "I'll take it for you." Vanity is such a positive, motivated, loving student who's a role model for all first graders. Congratulations on being a rising star for first grade. Brianna comes to school grinning ear to ear each and every day. She was always ready to learn and try her best. She is such a joy to have in the classroom. She's always willing to help other students as well as her teachers. Brianna works hard, participates often, and is a friend to all. She has a positive attitude and is a role model to all of her classmates. Brianna is an all-around outstanding individual, and we applaud her and the progress she has made so far. Congratulations, Brianna, for being a wonderful Sharpsburg Bulldog. Norwood Elementary School Rising Star students from March are Charlie O'Connor and Hayden Simpson. Second grader Charlie O'Connor has been selected as a Norwood View Rising Star student for the month of March. Charlie is the son of Kevin and Melissa O'Connor. Charlie has earned this honor because of his enthusiasm for learning. He comes to school eager to learn each day. He participates in class and is always ready to try any task or challenge given to him. Charlie takes his learning outside of the classroom, sharing what he learned at school with his family, researching topics on the computer and at the bookstore. He even brings in additional materials to share with his classmates. Charlie also deserves this honor because of his charisma. He's very thoughtful, kind, and respectful to others. Charlie is liked by students and staff. He has a very outgoing personality. Charlie has a great sense of humor. He's viewed as the cool kid, and peers try to emulate him. He's very mature for his age and is able to carry on an adult conversation. He's always willing to help others. Charlie is very caring and compassionate about his family and friends. Charlie is a very hard worker who takes pride in his work. Congratulations, Charlie, on earning the honor of Norwood View Rising Star. Charlie, I do have one question for you. Back in, I think, October, you challenged me to a math contest. You haven't called me. You know where my office is. I got you. You're ducking me, aren't you? Okay. All right. Hayden Bart Simpson is a star student for the month for the 5th grade at Norwood View. Hayden has a personality that cannot be beat. He is witty and well-liked by all of his fellow students. We've been looking forward to having him in our class for a number of years. We'll be sorry to see him leave us for the 6th grade. Hayden applies himself to his work, and the results show with consistent good grades. Hayden is helpful to his fellow students in class as he is quick to assist others who might be struggling. Hayden's favorite activity is playing basketball. He plays in 2 different leagues and would like to grow up and be an NBA player someday. It has been a pleasure to get to know him. We look forward to hearing about his future accomplishments. Congratulations, Hayden. Williams Avenue Elementary School Rising Star student for the month of March is Sabria Red. Sabria is a perfect example of a rising star. First off, she's a very hard worker. Not only does she put her maximum effort into every assignment and assessment, but she also asks for help when needed. She completes all of her assignments on time and puts time into studying for tests. Secondly, she is a great leader and role model to her peers. She is a trustworthy individual, which is a key component for being a leader. She takes the responsibility of leading by example. She sets such a good example that motivates others to be successful. Sabria is also very attentive in all of her classes. There's hardly a time that goes by when she doesn't have her hand up to participate or volunteer. She is polite and respectful of adults and her peers. Lastly, she takes responsibility for her own action, without prompting from other individuals. She knows what is expected at all times. It has been such a pleasure to have her in our classroom this year. Congratulations. Congratulations, guys. Job well done. One item that I had failed to mention, after we do the next group of our staff Rising Stars, we take a couple-minute break, and everybody who was honored tonight, along with their families, just go out to the lobby, and our Director of Curriculum, Mrs. Chesson, we have more photos to take of everybody. So you'll be here for a couple more minutes after that. Our next group of Rising Stars are our staff Rising Stars. We begin with the Norwood High School. March Rising Staff Star is Liz Hiller. Liz Hiller is Norwood City School District Food Services School Nutrition Manager. Her passion for nutrition, health, and wellness has helped our food service department grow during the past 2 years. Liz has utilized both her education and experiences working with a diverse population in amending settings, including food service, medical nutrition therapy, diet counseling, and nutrition education to help us build a successful operation. Liz loves to share her knowledge of food nutrition with others to help them live a healthy and vibrant life. Congratulations, Liz. Norwood Middle School March Rising Staff Star is Melissa Stacy. Mrs. Stacy has served Norwood Middle School for years by taking photos of the Valentine's dance. Students look forward to viewing and receiving her photos as keepsakes. Mrs. Stacy's photos preserve fantastic memories. Mrs. Stacy is generous with her time and always patient with the students. Many of Mrs. Stacy's photos are used in the school yearbook as well. It is teachers like Mrs. Stacy that make Norwood Middle School great. Congratulations, Melissa. Sharpsburg Elementary and Primary Schools Rising Staff Star for the month of March is Renisha Barker. The staff of Sharpsburg Primary and Elementary Schools honored to nominate Renisha Barker, 4th grade English language arts teacher, for the Rising Staff Star. She is a dedicated, intelligent, and thoughtful member of our school community. She always goes above and beyond the norm to educate and help her students. An example of this dedication happened the day of our AIR state assessments. The 4th grade students were to take the social studies portion of the performance-based assessments. One of Mrs. Barker's contact lenses folded over in her eye and would just not let go of her cornea. Instead of calling in sick and having her students test in a non-familiar testing environment, she came into school to make sure her students had the best chance possible of showing the state what they can do. She demands respect and quality from her students with her love and compassion. Her knowledge of her subject matter and technology is apparent every day as she guides students and assists her fellow teachers. Ms. Ossendorf, Sharpsburg 5th grade language arts teacher, had the pleasure of co-teaching with Renisha for 2 years and having her as Ms. Ossendorf's mentor teacher. Ms. Ossendorf often finds herself asking, what would Renisha do? She has a great knowledge of the subject matter and technology and is a great resource for fellow teachers. Plus, the students love her. Renisha is a proud graduate of Norwood City Schools, and her hard work does not go unnoticed and very much appreciated. She inspires young and old alike. Congratulations, Renisha. Norwood's Rising Staff Star for the month of March is Molly Herbie. Molly Herbie is a wonderful intervention specialist. She's an energetic, hardworking educator who rarely stops to take a breath. Molly has been a wonderful asset to my classroom this year. Molly was assigned 2 students in one first grade classroom. From the first day, Molly was eager to help not only her students, but myself with various strategies and interventions. But she soon began to assist other students in the classroom as well. Before I knew it, Molly had organized and implemented her own reading group within the classroom's reading time. She is consistently going above and beyond what I could have ever expected from an intervention specialist. She is quick to assist any child that needs an extra push, and she never needs to be asked twice to help with something. Oftentimes, Molly has already accomplished a specific skill with the students before it's even being asked of her. She has great rapport with students, and she has extremely high energy level colleague to work with. Her unique personality has truly brightened the classroom this year. It has been a pleasure working with her. And I have hired Molly in 2 districts, actually. So congratulations, Molly. Williams Avenue Elementary School Rising Staff Star for the month of March is Ellen Simkin. Ellen is a passionate teacher who makes learning fun for her students. Ms. Simpkins spends endless hours creating activities that are stimulating and thought-provoking for her students. She is child-centered and loves to teach kids, and her kids love being around her. She creates a warm, nurturing environment where kids feel safe, and she helps them build confidence, academically as well as emotionally and socially. Ellen is concerned with the whole child, and she will do whatever it takes to give our students the best possible experience here at Williams Avenue Elementary. That is why she was a Rising Staff Star of the Month. Congratulations, Ellen. Our last Rising Star is several times a year, we will recognize somebody as a district Rising Star. And typically, whether it's an employee or a volunteer or community member who touches all of our district and touches many people throughout the district at all of our buildings and also extracurricular activities. So Norwood City School District Rising Star district-wide for the month of March are Matt and Missy Reno. What happens when your love for the game, love for your community, and love for your school district all come together as one? Add a passion for photography and endless amounts of volunteer hours, and you will find the amazing duo behind the We Are Norwood. Matt and Missy Reno give back to Norwood, not only with their extraordinary photography, but also with their precious time. They never leave any child out. Their pride and dedication show in every picture. Matt was recently heard saying that he was honored to do the We Are Norwood photos. How honored and privileged are we to have special individuals like Matt and Missy in our community? Not only are athletics spotlighted by the We Are Norwood, but in 2014, the Renos partnered with Avenues for Success. They attend endless number of clubs, meetings, and join them throughout town, making many exciting adventures. They also photographed hundreds of dads and daughters at the annual father-daughter dance this past February. They even volunteered extra time to make sure no one was left out. They capture moments that will be cherished forever. They're able to reflect such amazing moments and positive aspects of our community and school district. Many students, parents, and residents have family that live out of town, and through the Reno's vision, these precious moments are able to be shared across many miles. The children take such pride in seeing themselves highlighted and working hard. Matt and Missy Reno, we value your gifts and talents that you so selflessly share. It is Norwood's families, like yours, that make Norwood City Schools in this community great. At this time, Emily Jones would like to step forward and say a few words on behalf of our community. So Emily, if you could step forward.
On February 13, 2015, several local families with a common goal in mind joined forces to give huge thanks to you, Matt, and Missy. I knew instantly that this was going to gain momentum fast. The outpourings of appreciation and personal testimonies from the entire town have been endless. We've all come to the conclusion that there is no platform big enough to show our gratitude. You are representing our community in such a positive light from the inside out. Believe it or not, We Are Norwood has a fan club all its own. It's made up of some of your childhood friends, some of your old Norwood classmates, your neighbors, your friends, community leaders, and so many folks you've never even met, but you have touched through your work. We really wanted to show our appreciation because you've given so much to us. We wanted to give back to you. So, on behalf of all of us, we would like you to know that in less than 5 short weeks, and with the contributions of over 100 families, for who I'm so proud to represent, we have raised over $670 to give thanks to you and Missy for all that you have done for this community. You are Norwood.
Congratulations, guys. We'll take a 2-3-minute break and just follow Miss Chesson out for the lobby.
Item 5, Education Committee Report, Mr. Gracie.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to make a motion for approval of the following. A, approval of advanced placement AP Psychology. B, student trips. Williams Avenue Elementary 5th grade is going to the United States Air Force Museum.
Okay, we got a motion. Do we get a
I have
second?
a motion.
I'll make a second.
Motion by Mr. Racy, second by Ms. Horsley.
Scott Tracy.
Yes.
Horsley.
Yes.
Miracle.
Yes.
Faulkner.
Yes.
Bryant.
Yes. Item 8, Personnel.
Mr. Bryant, members of the board, I have just a few items for your consideration this evening under personnel. Beginning with letter A, resignation. We have 2 individuals. Letter B, employment. Number 1, resolution to hire non-certified coaches advisors 2014-15 school year. Number 2, supplemental contracts 2014-15 school year. We have 2 individuals recommended. And that concludes my items under personnel this evening.
Okay. Item 9.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay. We need a second.
I'll second.
Okay.
Faulkner.
Yes.
Miracle.
Yes.
Horsley.
Yes.
Scott Tracy.
Yes.
Bryant.
Yes. Item 9, Policy and Report.
Thank you, Mr. President. By recommendation of committee, I'd like to make a motion for the approval of items 9A as listed.
Okay. We got a motion. Do we get a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Second by Ms. Horsley.
Faulkner.
Yes.
Horsley.
Yes.
Miracle.
Yes.
Scott Tracy.
Yes.
Bryant.
Yes. Item 10, Buildings and Grounds. I'd like to make a motion for the approval of A, use of facilities as listed.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Bryant, second by Ms. Horsley, Tracy.
Bryant.
Yes.
Scott Tracy.
Yes.
Horsley.
Yes.
Miracle.
Yes.
Faulkner.
Yes.
Item 11, Financial Committee Report. Miracle.
Thank you, Mr. President. By recommendation of committee, I'd like to make a motion for item 11A, approval of financial reports for February 2015, and item B, approval of donation in lieu of taxes to be receipted into 003 Permanent Improvement Fund from Siemens as listed.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Faulkner.
Miracle.
Yes.
Faulkner.
Yes.
Horsley.
Yes.
Scott Tracy.
Yes.
Bryant.
Yes. Item 12 will be the hearing of the public.
Mr. Bryant, as our standard protocol, prior to hearing the public, I always read the Norwood Board of Education Policy KD, BDDH, public participation in board hearings. or board meetings. To further improve communication between the community and the board, time shall be allocated at each regular or special board meeting to hear Norwood citizens and representatives of school board-related organizations. Public participation at committee meetings is limited to those invited to speak on specific issues. Residents wishing to speak to the board should fill out a form listing name, address, and the agenda or non-agenda item and hand the form to the board president. Each speaker will have 5 minutes to address the board. No more than 15 minutes will be devoted to any one topic unless the majority of the board votes to continue the discussion. Speakers may offer such objective criticism of school operations as concerns them. However, the board will not hear personal complaints of school personnel or complaints against any person connected with the district. Concerns and comments about individuals should be brought to the attention of the administration.
We do have one hearing of the public. Pastor Sonny James.
First of Mike.
Yes.
Well, first of all, let me just say greetings to the families that have attended tonight's board meeting and those that have participated. I want to just briefly thank all of those who have strategically participated in Norwood over the past decade. Whenever I stand before people, whether it's one person or 1,000, I take great honor, and it's such a privilege to be able to just have a voice. And so whenever I do, as opposed to always sometimes pouncing on negative agenda items, I try my best to find good even when maybe I personally am not so pleased. And so I have stood before this board on occasions, and when I have been wrong, I have tried to be man enough to represent the type of character that I would hope that our young folks who watch us could emulate and be proud of. More importantly, I try to live my life in such a way that one day when I'm carried away, maybe there will be a song playing after God's own heart, "Well done, thy good and faithful servant." With that, Norwood has been in transition with diversity over the past decade. I remember 18 years ago, I was called into this community on a racially divided issue. And I came, and I was very disheartened. But over the years, then I moved into Norwood. Imagine that. And since then, I have seen Norwood really transition. And although we still have a long way to go in many areas and many issues, I want Norwood to be one of the best communities known on the face of this earth. And so that means, I've always trained others and lived by this philosophy. If it's going to be, it's up to me. And so I didn't come tonight to pounce on any negative agendas or anything like that. I came because on March 28th, I believe several months back before I had a back injury, we announced Walk the Wood, which the design was to come together all walks of life that make up our beautiful community, and we come together in a peaceful manner to show racial reconciliation and unification in just a day of unity and community. And so today, I want to encourage our current board members and superintendent on Saturday, March the 28th, and all of those that are listening, to mark it on your calendar, because many of us couldn't be there when the late Dr. Martin Luther King proceeded in stepping forward in history to make things better. Well, we also have history in Norwood. And so myself, other clergy, concerned residents of Norwood have come together and formulated a coalition, which I'm sure you all hear of if you haven't already, A New Day in Norwood. And it's a real positive way to bring all of us together, whether we have differences, likes, dislikes, or whatever. And I want to encourage you to come with us on March 28th. We'll meet on the corner of Elm and right down from the police department there, and just take a block walk in unity, just to say, hey, this is Norwood, we're a part of it, we're going to be together. There is a new day coming in Norwood, it's here, and we're all a part of it. So I want to encourage the board. I thank you for your time today. I appreciate the residents that would like to come forward, and let's make history in Norwood together, and let's stand together for something positive moving forward. God bless you all, and I love my community. Let's make it better. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sonny.
Let's see, item 13, board announcements. No announcements. Superintendent's report.
Yeah, I just have several items. Just a big congratulations to two of our high school wrestlers. Casey Regal at the 137 weight class as a freshman finished 5th in the districts and was a first alternate in our district at the state championship in Columbus. And that is an amazing accomplishment for a freshman with a great, great future. And then at weight class 195, Nick Jackson was first placed in the district. He did not give up a single point over 3 days, and defeated an individual who was ranked 2nd in the state. And then the following weekend in Columbus, beat him again, and he finished 7th place out of the entire state. So he was in the top 7 wrestlers in the entire state. Nick is a senior, and for what I have been able to research, finishing 7th place in the state is the 2nd highest place ever by a Norwood High School wrestler. So great job to Nick as a senior as he moves on to his post-secondary endeavors, and not only in academics but also in wrestling and football. And then what a great future for Casey Regal for him for the next 3 years in high school here. So that concludes my superintendent's report.
Thank you. Great Oaks report, Ms. Horsley.
Yes, Mr. President, I was unable to attend this month's meeting because it happened to fall on the night of my son's 15th birthday.
All right. Avenue for Success.
Yes, so we have a lot of exciting things going on right now with Avenues for Success. We have the Glow for the Cure, which is coming up in May. We're going to have a balloon glow that's going to be out on the field here, and we're working to get vendors and restaurants and whatnot, foods, because we're going to have a lot of people, but it's going to be a very great event. It's going to be a service event that we're going to raise money for 2 different cancer foundations. And there's more details to come, but that's pretty much the core focus of everything that Avenues for Success is working on, in addition to all of our great programs that we have for our kids after school. So I will share more with you next month.
Okay, thank you. Legislation report, Mr. Merkel.
Thank you, Mr. President. As many of you may or may not know, our very own superintendent, Mr. Modio, has traveled to Columbus several times to speak to our legislative bodies there. And today, this very morning, as a matter of fact, he was in front of the House Education Committee speaking on behalf of the Norwood City School District. And it's a little lengthy, but I'd like to share with everyone this morning his testimony with the House Education Committee. This morning, Mr. Amodio said, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee, I'm Rob Amodio and serve as superintendent of Norwood City School District. About 8 of 10, about 2,200 students are classified as economically disadvantaged and receive free or reduced lunch assistance. Of course, the number is actually higher because many students do not apply, especially at the high school level. My district's taxpayers have a median income of $28,102, which is several $1,000s less than Ohio's average. These same Norwood taxpayers provide a local school tax effort that is much greater than the state as a whole. Since 2009, my district's state funding has been reduced by $1.6 million, and while it is 53% of my total revenue in 2009, it's only 41% in 2014. To address the state's diminished investment in our students, I've had to reduce our teaching staff by 21 teachers, constituting 15% of our teaching staff, reduce 15 student aides, equaling 15% of our student support aides, slashing building budgets by 25%, and all employees had their pay and steps frozen for 4 years while paying an additional 5% of their health care premiums. Some of these cuts represent loss of service to my students, but this is not the end of the story. In addition to the budget cuts in response to the recession and state funding reductions in Norwood City School District, I had to ask my local taxpayers to increase their operating millage by over 8 mills for a 25% increase in taxes. All of this provides kids with less than they once had. Fortunately, hard as it was, the local taxpayers agreed and slowed the budgetary slaughter of services. Tangible personal property valuation before state reform in 2005 represented 22% of my district's local property tax capacity. It was a very important part of our capacity to pay for the education of Norwood students. At the same time, the state's current funding formula and proposed formula fails to address and even proposes cuts to per pupil funding. The executive budget proposes to further reduce Norwood's funding by reducing its tangible personal property tax reimbursement. Norwood receives $1,267,609 in tangible personal property reimbursement for its fixed-rate millage levies and $502,415 for its fixed-sum levies. The total of $1,770,024 is about $800 per pupil. If you eliminate this funding, and if our voters agree to replace the state's obligation, then it will cost the average Norwood residential taxpayer $350 per year. I cannot ask this of my taxpayers, and I hope you will not. The state's 2005 tax reform of tangible personal property and franchise business taxes removed 22% of Norwood's values from local capacity. Every levy passed since the state's reform has had to be 22% bigger. Every levy going forward will need to be 22% bigger. And right now, with buildings that have an average age of 97 years, I'm going to ask my voters for almost 9 mills to remodel these buildings, almost 2 mills more than it would have before Ohio removed this important capacity from the Norwood community. In addition, because our district's valuations were reduced by tangible personal property values, we are constrained on how much debt we can issue to address our antiquated buildings. Every levy I request of my taxpayers will be bigger, and the reimbursement that is now almost half of the original tax amount doesn't address what is lost and certainly does not address the future. I am asking specifically that you leave all forms of tangible personal property tax reimbursement, both fixed rate and fixed sum, at today's level and consider restoring the reimbursement from previous cuts. I'd just like to thank Mr. Amodio for once again stepping up and representing our district at the state level.
Okay. Next item is notification of meetings. All meetings listed below will be held in the Board of Education meeting room unless notified, 2132 Williams Avenue, Norwood, Ohio 45212. Item A, committee meeting, Tuesday, April 7th, 2015 at 5:30. Regular board meeting, Thursday, April 16th, 2015 at 6 o'clock. I'd like to make a motion for approval.
So moved.
Second.
Faulkner,
Yes.
Scott Dracy,
Yes.
Horsley.
Yes.
Miracle.
Yes.
Bryant.
Yes. Next item will be executive session in accordance with ORC 121.22G1, the appointment, employment, dismissal, promotion, demotion, compensation of a public employee or officer, or investigation of the charges or complaint against a public officer, employee, officer, licensee, or a regulated individual. We are going into executive session at 6:55.
We need a motion in a second.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Okay.
Miracle.
Yes.
Horsley.
Yes.
Faulkner.
Yes.
Scott Dracy.
Yes.
Bryant.
Yes.